Hello and welcome to another edition of Stockwatch. So as we begin the trading week, we hear a lot of news over the weekend, and in the headlines again are Boeing for the wrong reasons again, as they are going to pay more than $2.5 billion to settle a criminal probe with the US Justice Department, which accused the company of concealing information about its 737 MAX airliners that were involved in two fatal crashes in the last couple of years. Prosecutors said Boeing knowingly and willingly conspired to defraud the US by undetermining the FAA ability to evaluate the safety of the plane. So Boeing have admitted that two of its 737 technical pilots deceived the Federal Aviation Administration about the capabilities of a flight control system on the plane. And obviously this comes in the wake of another fatal crash in Indonesia on the weekend, and investigators closed in on the flight recorders and confirmed the plane was intact when it hit the Java Sea on Saturday. So unfortunately, the Boeing 737-500 passenger jet, which was carrying 62 people, plunged more than 10,000 feet shortly after takeoff. As I just said, both black boxes were found, have been located, and the obvious investigation is now underway to see what the causes and effects were of the plane crashing into the sea. Sticking with aviation as well, and Air France, or another company that have recently disclosed and stated that Q1 in 2021 will not be a good one, as they are looking to face a 2 billion loss in the early part of 2021. So the new COVID outbreaks across Europe and a new strain of the variant is hitting demand hard, with the company calculating the losses to be the equivalent of 5.4 million euros per day on average. However, if the calculations are confirmed, Air France's losses in 2021 would be 45% lower than the airline have suffered in 2020. So, you know, you've got a lot of holiday makers and holiday companies, that are advertising advertising holidays for the summer already, in the vain hope that there might be a bit of an upsurge in the allowance of people taking holidays throughout the summer. So it could be a vain hope in the effect that the aviation industry will get back on track in the second half of 2021. But for the first half, it's looking detrimental, you know, with vaccination hopes fading at the moment, you know, on the rollout amounts that can happen. We've got another vaccination that's been approved by Moderna, but you know, across Europe it might not be available until March or April. So it's looking a bit not as optimistic as it was, which is what I want to look at on the charts today. So if I look at Boeing first of all today, what we've got here from the downwards trend here is just pure optimism. So this was on the 9th of November when Pfizer was announced that their vaccination would be approved. This was purely headline basis, and now we're seeing a slow descending channel going back to the lower end of $200. So what I'll be looking for in the next few trading sessions, probably towards the end of the week, is probably an engulfment into the Ichimoku cloud, and this will bring more downward bias. And as I said before, the last time I was looking at Boeing, I was looking at certain peaks. This was the long-term peak, and this was recent gaps in the market that have had an ascension upwards, but now we're looking to start slowly getting back to reality and pushing the prices lower. So bias is firmly on the downside at the moment. We've seen a slight divergence on the momentum indicator as well, so this could bring prices back down lower. So I'll be looking basically at the $200 mark first of all, if we can, which is about here. If we can break that, then I'll be looking to see the recent peaks down to the lower end of $190 range. So this is probably end of the week prices for me, and I'll be seeing what the potentials are going forward for that. A quick look on Air France as well. So last time I looked at Air France, again, we had this downward descending channel. We had very good momentum upwards due to the vaccination headline. So this big accentuation here is just purely headline based. It was optimism over the vaccinations that were being released and certified and licensed. But then when we got into December, we realized that, you know, the vaccination rollout wouldn't be as easy as it could be. So now we're seeing a bit more of a consolidation, and the bias again is on the downside. We had a few divergences bringing prices higher and lower, but now I'm expecting prices to start moving to the downside. So the first target for me would be the Ichimoku cloud engulfment, which is roughly about the mid €4 range. and then there's a nice support here and a nice target at the lower €4. So this is probably what I'll be looking for in the next few trading sessions, the engulfment, and then possibly a move back down. And then possibly I'll be looking to see what the potentials are, but I'm expecting the prices to start moving all the way down and probably back to when prices broke out around the lower €3 range. So just things to look out for in the next few trading sessions ahead. And that's all from the Stock Watch today. And thank you very much for joining me again. If you have any comments or queries, please feel free to add them to the post and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Have a great trading day ahead and bye for now.